Hello, everyone. Hello, and we're back. We're back. We're on, Ab. He doesn't believe us again, but we're on. We're on. We're on, man. Say hello to
I
the
don't
people.
talk until I see the video.
Say hello to the people, man.
I refuse to.
Oh, man.
I refuse to speak to the
Well,
people.
we'll just talk some nonsense. Well, the weather's getting cold.
Yeah.
There we go. Look. There you go.
All right, let's get to the show. My name is Abdul Rahman bin Muhammad.
Ow.
Welcome back to the Manhood Tree Podcast. Today, I think we have a very good show. But first, let's introduce our guest. And my co-host, of course. Why don't you introduce yourself, actually?
No, you go first, man. Are we trying to switch things up?
I said I'm Abdul Rahman bin Muhammad. That's
did?
my name. Yeah, now.
I'm Alonzo Lee Beckett.
Alonzo Lee Beckett. All right, and over to my right, we have, so you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what the work that you're doing.
Yeah, sure, man. So I'm Caleb Harris. I'm a life coach and recovery coach with my company, Choosing Your Freedom.
Nice.
Okay.
We'll come back to that. And then over to my left, we have.
The one and only Ricky Tan himself.
Nice.
Let's go.
And Ricky, you want to talk a little bit about what you're doing?
A multimedia producer from Hartford, Connecticut. Puerto Rican background. From the city, pretty relatable if you're from around the way or from inner city. I'm a little modest. I don't really like to speak too much, but yeah, industry vet.
Yeah.
Been in the game for about 8 to 10 years. Was on Hot 93.7 for about 7-8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Multimedia producer, done a lot of video work for a lot of different people, from high tier to low. Audio engineer, Full Sail alumni, military vet,
Mm-hmm.
Army. What else is on my list? Creator of Trill Radio on Hot 93.7, which is a show that's still got active and very popular.
Mm-hmm.
What else is on my resume? I'm an artist myself for sure. I make a lot of music, drop a lot of different projects. Released an album not too long ago, about 1.5 years, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Very solid. Still actively making music. Yeah, and then everything else in between. Travel junkie. Just came back from Spain.
Nice.
Yeah, and still actively working.
I love it.
For sure.
All right, so tonight we're going to be talking about breaking free from the old me to make room for the new me. Breaking free from the old me to make room for the new me. Caleb, I'd like you to start off. What do you think about that title? Just the title. What does that bring to mind for you? Just to get us started with the show.
Yeah, so just when I hear like breaking free, I really just focus on, just leaving that old you behind,
Yeah.
basically just trying to find who you are in a world that's just very dark and lonely and just depressing. And, with me just being sober, that's what I relate to the most. I've been going on almost 7 years in January.
Nice.
Of,
Give them a little clap for that, man. That's when people one day they
Trying to get the main camera right, man. That's what
okay.
I'm
I'm
doing.
not used to the clapping and stuff.
Yeah, we clap for stuff
Yeah.
like that. That's a good thing.
But yeah, when I got sober in 2019, January 2nd, I decided, with that old life that I had, I just wanted to break free from it permanently and
Right.
just by the grace of God, just, walk that straight and narrow path and just not walk backwards.
Could I ask a question?
Sure.
So January 1st, was that the culmination of you saying I need to make a change because whatever you did New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
Because you said January
Yeah.
2nd, I was like, oh, he really got in on
Yeah.
New Year's Eve. Okay. So what about you? What do you think? Breaking free from the old me to make room for the new me.
What was the question?
What do you think about that topic? What do you?
I think it's a good topic. Breaking free from the old me.
Yes.
Ah,
You're like an older guy. So
about a half a hundred.
you about a half a hundred
Half a hundred.
next year. Are you there already? No, it's next
Nah,
year, right?
I'm not.
Yeah, next year in March. So I mean, you've had some older versions of yourself,
Right.
different guys,
Yeah.
and so what do you think about it? I mean,
I kind of all right. So you say breaking free from the older self. I think there's a lot of lessons in the older me.
okay,
So I kind of use my older me to
Mhm.
be the better me.
okay, all right,
Maybe like he's and to his point. Like
yeah,
the old him would handle a certain thing a certain different way.
right,
The new you, like, hey, the old me would have did this. Now you wiser.
Mhm.
You know to handle it different because the old you.
because of the old me,
So
yeah,
basically, I think the old you kind of prepares me for the future me and helps me with my losses, my lessons, whatever along
Right.
the way.
okay. Ricky, what about you?
I would say in a nutshell with that topic, the best way I could look at it is you fail forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't like to take losses and dwell on them. I like to put a good positive spin on it. So it's not really a loss; it's a lesson. I mean, I'm pretty sure we heard that. But that's exactly how you got to treat it. You know what I mean? It's all about mindset. So if you go through your failures, whatever they are,
Yeah.
something simple, something small, something big, you got to take a moment to reflect on that and learn from that. Because if you don't, you continue to make the same mistakes, then you know what I mean. You're gonna see the same lessons. And I always tell everybody that you're not bigger than life.
Right.
Life will humble you in whichever way it does. And to the people that feel like they're bigger than the program, I mean, you'll see it eventually. You know what I mean? And I mean, we were that goes just like to the topic. We were all young at one point and naive in certain directions and
Right.
things in life, and we always thought, oh well, I'm different from everybody else. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then you go through certain life lessons and principles, and you're like, all right, well, this is what they were trying to tell me 10 years ago. You
Right.
know what I mean, or something like that, depending on who the person is.
Yeah.
So that's my take on that. So it's wisdom, to be
Yeah.
honest, and to feel forward.
So was there a specific time, a moment that you could think of where you were like, yo, I need to make some changes? Because, I mean, Caleb basically said January 2nd, 2017,
19.
19.
Yep.
That was a specific day. I'm sure there was another one that you could talk about, too. That was for one specific thing, but I'm going to come to you next. What about you, Alonzo?
Well, we spoke about it before.
Which one was that?
The what's going on in the state of Connecticut
What's going on?
with funds and things like that.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was a part, like I'm
So
like
this is like recent.
right. So that was like in August.
Yeah.
So, like a bunch of money coming in and something happened with
Right.
state people that has nothing to do with me.
Right.
And all that money that was coming in is just so
Yeah.
now I had to like kind of refocus
Mm-hmm.
and that was like a changing point. So it told me like it made me feel like all right, I have to be prepared if this happens again.
Right.
So now I just move a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
So if this happens again, I'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because the same time you're talking about, I experienced the same thing. We kind of went through the same thing from a different perspective.
Right.
And I'm actually my take on it is that I got to get back out. Like, I think at a certain point you get comfortable. So both of us were talking about from a business standpoint. So in my business, we took a loss. We took some losses, right? And so it's like, but it's like, if I think about it, for the last few years, we just been comfortable. And so we've been kind of like rolling with everything. Like, oh, everything's good. I'm just going to keep living my life. And then when you start losing stuff, now it's like, yo, well, how did I actually ever get to the place where I got too comfortable? And it was because I used to be on the grind all the time. I used to be out in front, always trying to go to events, go to talk to people, shaking hands, kissing babies. And so what I told myself is I need to get back into doing stuff like that, meet some new people. When's the last time I met some new people,
Right.
And so I think that was important. It was an important change in mindset. We can't get comfortable. You can't just allow yourself to be chilling.
You do. No matter what, it's human nature. You get comfortable after a while. But then
Complacency.
the good thing is that like I know how I got there. So
Right.
I just turned
Yeah.
that back on.
Right.
So then I'm upset with myself because
For turning it off.
it took that for me to be like, why don't you keep doing it? I'm like, I don't know.
But
I just got
it's been years though.
Yeah, it was great. I was loving it. It was
Yeah,
great.
yeah. It's
It was
like,
great. It was great. And then it was like,
oh,
oh, what am I gonna do? So then I had to
Oh.
just kind of reconfigure everything,
yeah.
and get back. But yeah, it's a good thing to have something from something to pull from,
Yeah.
right? If you don't have any success prior to what you were doing, and then you run into something, you have nothing to pull from. So like it's like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
it's a good thing that I had some success and I could pull from that and make some new success.
Yeah. So Caleb, January 2nd, 2019. Is there something in particular like I guess I'm wondering like how difficult was it to stay consistent once you decided you're gonna make this change?
It was pretty difficult, but I think, when I just started talking more to God and reading the Bible more and just things like that, it just
Yeah.
became a lot more easier for me.
Yeah.
So, like, it became more easier once I really just got out of my own head.
Mm-hmm.
The difficulties were there, like the withdrawals, the cold sweats,
Right.
the lack of women, and, the bars and the club lives were always there. And
Right.
my friends, they wanted to pull me back in, and I had to, like, make that conscious decision to say, I just can't do this anymore. This is something I'm just going to have to stay straight and narrow on. So I think what I focused more on was what I was gaining instead of what I was losing.
Yeah, yeah. Did you have to cut some friends off?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you had to go it alone a little bit.
Like cold turkey.
Cold turkey,
Yeah,
yeah.
It was rough, because basically we were trying to have like those conversations, but I just had friends that were similar to me. We stubborn, avoiding personalities and tendencies, so we didn't really have the conversation. We just stopped talking, and then
Oh.
kind of, they tried to reach out to me, and I just said, hey, I just would no longer like to be friends or anything. So
Oh wow! So you
yeah.
actually told them. You didn't just fade out on them. You just kind of like, yo, I don't want to be a friend no more.
Yeah, when they had reached out to me, I felt that's what God had wanted me to do.
Deep, deep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Any thoughts from you?
On that,
Well, no. A moment in time where you actually had to kind of like say, if you were to pick a moment where you said, okay, I'm about to make this change in my life. What was that moment, and how did you deal with it?
there were many moments. I would say in my life right now, there has been like many different chapters. Literally, that's how I would look at my life. If I had to write a book, I probably could write like 3 right now.
Nice.
Just the different episodes, like chapters in my life, and they were pretty dynamic, from like the military life to going to school and being a college graduate to the radio itself, and then my journey through the music industry, and then just being a man and establishing myself as a man, from living with your family and then living on your own, and your own journey to establish yourself and go from surviving to thriving. And I'm from Hartford, Connecticut, so right from the South End, and growing up was difficult, just like anybody else in a poverty-stricken environment. So, but I just I just turned my mind, and I turned my mind on, and I just was like, really, I'm gonna use my brain, and I'm gonna establish myself, and I don't wanna like, I had my peers, and I didn't really have so much heroes. I just seen a lot of things I didn't want to be like growing up. So I would take moments, and I'd be like, I would see people doing certain things, and I'd be like, all right, I'm not gravitating to that.
Right.
All right, that's not so cool. Maybe my friends or family may be doing certain things, and I'd be like, all right, that's cool. I get what y'all want to do, but that's not really interesting to me.
Right.
So I would just make those conscious decisions to do something else, and I will gain inspiration by seeing and doing different things from a young age.
What was the hardest thing to let go? If you, it sounds like you were kind of like focused, but if you were thinking about this from a perspective of, okay, I went through all this stuff. I'm sure it wasn't just like, oh, I changed my mindset. I'm just gonna go ahead and do
not
it.
at all.
So what was some of the hardest things to be able to say, I'm having a hard time letting this go, but I know I need to let it go?
Kind of similar to. I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Caleb.
Caleb. My apologies.
You're good.
Similar to Caleb, it was like a lot of peer pressure, social pressure.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that my peers were doing when we were young, I started to outgrow.
Yeah.
Like, I would experience certain things. I'd be like, all right, that's enough of me. You know what I mean? I wouldn't overindulge in certain things. So as I got older, my mindset changed. It's like, all right, well, I want to get money. I want to get a car. I want my own place. I want to be independent at a young age. I want to go to college. I want to play sports. You know what I mean? And then eventually I wanted to get into music. You know what I mean? And I knew that all of these things require time and energy and effort. And my peers would tell me the same thing.
Yeah.
They were wanted to be engaged in the same things that I was, but they wouldn't put in the work or invest the time to do it.
Right.
So that's what started to separate me a lot. And then when, like, after I came home from the military and I got back in my social circle, I said to my peers, like, oh, I'm gonna get down with 93.7. And some of them would laugh at me, like, oh, how you gonna do that? Oh, you know how hard it is to get with 93.
Right.
I was like, yeah, but I got a plan. I got a structured plan. I'm gonna go for. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So then, I made my way, and then I became an intern, and I worked my way up the station to become a somebody. So then that, and it's in itself just separated me so much from my peers. You know what I mean? I still love them, but it was just my mindset grew so much in a different direction of what I wanted and what my mission was.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I really locked into my mission, it just separated everything. Even though we would still hang out and still be around each other, it just mentally wasn't the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Kayla, what about you? What was the most difficult thing to let go?
I think the most difficult thing to let go was honestly just my own stubbornness. There was a part of me of just like, I just want to just do things the way I want to do it. In the addiction field that I work in, I think that there's a big addiction to comfort, and just trying to embrace that uncomfortable journey. And, me being a man of God, I think one of the things I gravitate towards is Job. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the things that he was just going through, the trials and tribulations that he was experiencing.
Yeah.
I relied a lot more on that because I never had like a lot of like.
Tell us about the
Yeah.
story of Job so we can just connect it together.
Absolutely. So like the story of Job is God tempts Job with the enemy. The enemy and God, they make a pact,
Mhm.
and basically they said, you know, you can do whatever you want to Job, but you know, don't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, he loses children, man. Like his wife tells him curse God, and
Right.
it goes on and on and on. And he's losing hair, he's losing his sanity, and he's
Yeah.
a businessman, but he's losing everything too. So he's basically just relying only on solely his faith of God.
Mm.
And that's what I related to the most is like, you know, I'm losing so many things. You know, my mom had passed away like 4 years ago.
Sorry to
and,
hear
like,
that.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate that. And just, you know, growing up as the only kid, and as I said earlier, navigating sobriety kind of just by myself, and like I didn't go to rehab or things like that. 'Cause I knew like I told my mom about rehab, she's not gonna want to like be any part of that. And
Right.
me coming from like such, you know, a churchy like background and things like that, they're just saying, you know, put your faith in God, this, that, and the other. But as I got older, I started realizing like, you know, there is a mental health side, like there is brain dysfunctions that people go through, but
Right.
like it ultimately was just my faith that helped me just to navigate through all this, and just relying on that story with Job just helped me out to relate. Like, okay, like even though I'm going through these trials and tribulations, they won't last forever.
I like it. So, what about you? Anything you had to let go?
I don't think it's something. I think it's ideology. I guess I had or whatever. I had to let go, like people,
Mhm.
like trusting people.
Okay.
Like I'm a trust where I was.
Yeah.
I mean, but I had to stop trusting people so much, or thinking people are going to do the right thing.
Thinking they have your best interest in
mind.
Yeah.
They have the same interest that I have. Like I talk with a like we talk.
Yeah.
Everything you tell me, I believe you.
It should be-
And we talk, everything you tell me, believe you. So then we start doing stuff.
Right.
I get around people when I was younger that they're not doing what they said they're going to do.
Right.
So that I had to stop. Had to find the kind and nice thing we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You can be kind and you can be nice.
Right.
You know
I
what I'm saying? It's
just
two
thought
different things.
about
So it's
this
like,
today.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's
Just
two
talking
types of
about this today.
things it would be. So now, I'm kind. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I understand like, you now I know like you have to show me something
Right.
for me because I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and you see that already.
Yeah.
But you have to do something to show for me to have that the grace or whatever I gave you
Mm-hmm.
before you show me anything. That's gone. Like
Right.
I don't do that anymore. But before I used to be like, man, he's gonna be kind of, and I would waste so much time with so many people doing things that didn't amount to anything.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and the funny thing now that I'm older, I still see these people.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't, and you know what?
Where are they now? What are they
I
doing?
mean, I see them on Facebook and stuff, probably kind of doing the same things they
They're
used
stuck
to do.
a little bit. Yeah.
Right. But, and I guarantee you, they have no idea about that. But I remember all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I could see people like, I remember when he did this or she did this,
Yeah.
and he didn't say that. But that kind of hardened me to how I am now. Not hardened me, but it kind of is the business side of it.
Mhm.
It made me do. It's all business. It's no more like let's go into it together.
Do it for the love.
Right. It used to be a lot of that.
No, we're gonna go into it together, though. Me and you.
No, we're good. Yeah,
we're gonna
good.
go into.
We have some results. So
Yes,
that,
of course.
You know what I'm saying? So that speaks for itself. But
Right.
yeah, just people, man, and it's that's the hardest thing, believing in people. Whether they're your friends,
Yeah.
maybe you want to build something with your friends, and you going to pick them up every day because you want to work out with your boy,
Right.
but you want to work out, he don't want to,
Exactly.
and now you're not going because he not going to, right? So it's like that's the hardest part. So like getting the proper people around you
Mm-hmm.
to help you go where you want to go,
Right.
right?
Yeah. It's important. Caleb, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out that helped you during your time of transition, the time you try to make a change? I think a lot of times we make it from one place to another place,
Yeah.
and there's got to be somebody that kind of gave you a push or a pull or whatever, but we often don't get a chance to shout them out. So is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out on live radio right now? It's not radio, it's Facebook, sorry. He said radio. I just want to be on the radio with him.
So I would say my dad, Tamiko Harris.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know.
We giving
he-
that. We giving
Yeah.
that. Pop, pop.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
trying to get used to that like clapping thing. But I think I'll get used to it. But
Yeah.
the reason why I say my dad is that my dad and I didn't always talk. We didn't always see eye to eye on everything.
Right.
You know, he used to be like a very like angry, like abusive guy. But you know, when I became a Christian again, and, I gave my life to God, I decided to just to forgive him. And
Yeah.
forgiveness wasn't the easiest thing. But with my dad, he's taught me a lot of things. He says like very simple things. He,
Right.
for some strange reason, likes to call us big men, but neither one of us are taller than 5'7". But
Right.
it is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
But he just says, you know, big man, we do the best that we can.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why. Like
hits.
it's like someone else said that to me, like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Whatever. Like, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But like when he says it, I don't know what it is. Like just him being my dad and
Right.
seeing him go through so much and just like still keep going. Like I've seen him like lose jobs and you know lose women, and then he, you know, we lost our grandfather a couple of months ago, and just
Oh, man.
he just kept going.
Kept going. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Ricky, what about you? Anybody you want to shout out from your journey? This gave you a little push.
It was I was just thinking about this, and I was just kind of, once again, it's like different phases of different times. Like
Mm-hmm.
automatically I'll go to my brothers. You know what I
Okay.
mean? My
Yeah.
But it's different times. Like I got different versions of my brothers. So
How many
I ha-
brothers you have?
so I have three. My mother altogether have 4 boys.
Okay.
Me being the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a significant age difference. So it's 8, 10, and 13 years difference.
Oh
for
wow.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the one that was 8 years older than me, he passed away, unfortunately.
Sorry to hear that.
I appreciate that. So and then my mother also passed away like 2 years
Dang.
later. Yeah. So I've experienced like this like pattern of death. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
I don't want to make the conversation dark, but it's
No, that's
just
real. That's just real talk, yeah.
It's just one year after another, I'm just losing somebody,
Mm.
and I ain't experienced death until I hit my 30s.
Right.
So like I was fine. I never experienced it. I see other people going through it, and finally when it hit me, I was on the other side of the coin now. Now it's like I'll look at people who try to empathize
Mm-hmm.
and sympathize, and they don't really understand unless they went through it. That's just like if you have a child, you don't understand parenthood unless you have a child.
Mm.
You know, so they would sympathize and stuff, and I appreciate it, but they wouldn't understand
Right.
like the level it is and how certain things can hit you at any given moment.
Mhm.
So post mom and brother, my other brothers I grew closer to in a stronger relationship. I don't want to say it's a trauma bond thing, but it was just an opportunity to really analyze family and really understand how important it is. And sometimes it takes a hard situation to realize, yo, like, what are y'all doing? What are we doing?
Right.
Like, are we connected or not? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I would say post death, it would be my brothers for sure because they've been super supportive.
Let's hear their names. Let's give them a real
Raymond,
talk.
Ray. He goes by a couple. Ray the barber, Coach Ray, however you want to call
Ray the
him.
barber?
Yeah.
That's your brother?
Yeah, that's my brother.
That's-
Oh, snap.
my
Hey,
real
that's your
brother.
Yeah.
He said, that's my
Yeah.
real brother. Okay.
Yeah.
And then my brother Tito, he's up in upstate New York. Yeah, that's my mother's oldest. Tito's my mother's oldest. He's a big boxing enthusiast. He's got a podcast coming out soon. He's 13 years older than me. Then my brother Ray, he's a coach, and he's also a boxing coach.
Mhm.
So he trains me often. He's like my backbone right now.
Yeah.
He's the one that's 10 years older than me. So then the one that's 8 years that passed away, he was the one I was actually the closest with.
Mhm.
So but once again, after that happened, we all got close. So prior to that, it was like I said, it varies because if it was my journey with the radio and the music industry, I would give it up to the DJs at the radio, a few of them.
Mhm.
You know, some of my peers like DJ Michi, we came up together. DJ Relly Rel came up together. DJ Sammy, DJ Santo. This was our young group in the radio station where we were all hungry and coming up because you know you got the OGs, the legends and stuff like Craig G, DJ
Right.
Buck, Jenny
Right.
Boom Boom. You know they're great in their own right.
Mhm.
So but of course I love them because with them, you know, I got different gems of industry things, you
Right.
know, and which made me where I am today from being on the outside of looking at things to being on the inside and being able to be on both sides of the coin and be able to work very efficiently. So if it was that journey, I would be that. You know what I mean? If anything a little bit more personal, I would have to really think that through because my mom was working all the time, and my dad wasn't really in my life. And then my brothers were so much older than me, so they weren't really so much around when I was young.
Right.
So I really had just my peers.
Yeah.
And then my whole family's from Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
So like anytime I really got with my cousins around my age, I would Peter Pan a lot and Greyhound a lot with my mother.
Mm-hmm.
So we would go to New York City a lot, from Brooklyn to Hartford, Brooklyn to Hartford, my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So it was my childhood was rough coming up because it was just a lot of growing pains.
Yeah.
A lot of growing pains. And then finally when I got to like my senior year of high school, I ended up in Manchester High School in my senior year through unfortunate circumstances. So once I got there, I just really had a culture shock of living in the inner city life all the time, from Hartford to Brooklyn and going to school in both places, to going to Manchester, which was, a little bit more, it was a little urban, but not as much at the time. And this was like 2004.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, I looked at my peers a lot. I was like, oh, they got cars my age. They got jobs my age. They look fresh. You know what I mean? There's a lot of dope things going on. I'm like, oh, I need to figure out how to get a part of this. So then when I was like 17, 18, I went and got my driver's license on my own. I went and got a job on my own. I bought me a little bucket at the times to just trying to become something at an early age. But I just really appreciate the fact that God just gave me, he let me become a visionary. That's how I consider myself. I can see things, past what's in the present.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I can just visualize and know that something's coming or manifest something. And I understood that at an early age. So, I would say, other than who I've already mentioned, I would just say shout out to myself for not breaking and falling and learning and going through all of these things and not really having a role model.
Mm-hmm.
And just having the sense enough to understand to the discernment of understanding what's right and wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that all the way up to where I am now, and to be alive and to be from the area that I'm from and have college degrees and military vet with my sanity, you know what I mean? And to be in a career and have key moments and milestones, and also to be a father, because I'm a dad, and that's also, my son is my superhero also. You know what I mean? My 13-year-old son. Shout out to my son Jalen Austin.
Yeah.
To be a dad and to be a stand-up guy for my son, whether I'm making my mistakes in life or whatnot, but still being able to handle situations and still keep going, just like you said about your dad. I would love to be that for my son. The same thing. So
what about you? Who you want to shout out?
That helped my wife.
You gonna shout out your wife?
Yeah, she probably helped me.
Shout out to old lady.
Yeah, her. That's it.
So I'm gonna come right back to you.
Yeah,
so one of the things about, like, when we make these kind of transitions, we're gonna go from the old you to the new you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to change up your routines a little bit.
Yes.
So what would you say about the practices or routines that help you grow into the you are today?
Oh, okay.
Anything specifically you put in place to be the best you?
I think, you know what, I think it all happened by accident. I want to say accident, but prior to when I got out of college, went to school, got out of college at Eastern. I worked at ESPN for a while. Then I didn't like that. I was at Channel 30. It wasn't what I thought it would be. Right. So then I left, and I think I worked on the weekends. I probably even work on the weekends. But then my wife, she had a great. She's a nurse, and she does home stuff, whatever. So she was making good money at the time, and she would just go to work. So in the morning, before my son, but I would have him later. But in the morning, I have nothing to do. So what I used to do is I would get like before I had a Mac, I would get a MacBook. I would highlight it and read it, and just know.
You're reading an actual book, not a MacBook.
No, reading the book about getting a Mac, like how to use it. Before I even I'll just highlight the book, just go through it.
Yeah.
And what I learned was, what I was using as I got older, is like I used a lot of visualization. Like I'll put posters up, like this what I want, and I will learn about it, and I just be so fascinated by it. So every morning I go to the track house.
Yep.
With Vaughn. Vaughn let me use his computer.
Right.
And I learned all about it, and I would just be there all day.
Right.
And I would just learn so much from being there all day, and I do that every day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole 10,000 hours thing. Then it started, everything just started coming to me like, this is easy, and I start figuring out things from just showing up, from just being there.
Right.
So like I always equated to basketball. Like, it was always a regimen. I had to get up, even school, I had to get up, Project Concern, I had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning just to get to school at 7, take 2 buses, did that all through third grade to high school.
Wow.
So when I got older, like even to this day, I wake up at 6:30 for no reason,
Right.
right? For no reason. And now I go to the office and I have my routine.
You stopped going to the gym?
I go to the gym, yeah.
All right. Do I need to check in on you on that?
No.
'Cause I'm in the gym every day now. I just want to.
I'm in the gym, baby. I haven't gone in 6 days. But I'm okay. I know it's been 6 days, yo. I feel so crazy.
Yesterday, I just want to throw this. This is a sidebar.
I feel crazy. 6 days.
Yesterday, I worked until 9 o'clock.
Then you went to the gym?
I worked out when I got home.
Get out of here. What?
I don't do that.
Yes,
But I'm like, I'm committed. I'm locked in right now. I can't.
Jim Rohn.
I can't. Yeah, you got to listen to Jim.
It is gym.
It's Jim.
It's gym. But yeah, so what I was talking about?
Sorry.
So so I developed a routine,
Yeah.
right? And I realized from doing that routine, I look back at it now. All my life has been a routine. The things I've been most successful at, I've had a routine.
Right.
Like basketball,
Yeah.
like all those things. I was forced to do those things,
Mhm.
right? And I would do them. So now I do them. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm intentional about them now. Like I know exactly what I'm going to do every day.
Right.
Like I know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Even back then, what I used to do, I used to have these notepads because people would tell you around in your life, be like, yo, you're not doing nothing. 'Cause what I used to do is I'm on a computer all day learning, but you can't really. It's not tangible.
Right.
Like how do you know? You don't. I don't know if you're doing anything. So I used to keep these books. I get calendars for a whole year, and every day I write down stuff like tomorrow I'm going to do this. I'm going to learn this. I'm going to do this. And every day I'll do that. I have these books still at home, like 6-7 years of books of like calendars.
Yeah.
And I do
with
it.
your
You see it in
scheduling.
my office.
I
You see
see
that
it.
calendar?
Yeah.
I still do it. Now it's on the wall, but
Right.
I write things down all the time. So that tells me I know that I'm doing something.
Right.
That just makes I know I'm doing something. Even if I say it, I can see it up on the board, and I know, and that helps me. So like all these routines and these workflows that I put together, they're all just it's like the journey of it. Like I love I like the journey of everything.
Right.
Everybody wants to get to the destination, but the most fun part is the journey. Because once you get to the destination, you're like, hey, what's next?
Yeah, what's next?
Right. So as soon as you get there, it's over. So
Yeah.
it's like really the fun part is in the middle. It's the whole journey of doing the whole thing.
I agree.
So I like the whole journey of things because soon as something's over, I can't wait to do something else. So I mean, workflows and being on time and being on schedule, all those things are very important if you want to be successful. You can't just randomly do stuff. You can't wake up and randomly like, hey, what am I gonna do today? You can't. You got like I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing this week. Like you have to know these things. Like if you don't, you kind of setting yourself up for failure or someone else to like tell you what to do.
Yeah.
For the
Go
moment.
get a job.
Yeah, they'll tell you what to do.
Kayla, what about you? Any routines, practices that you've taken on that kind of keep you on track towards being the man you are today?
Yeah, so it's been a combination of two things: breath work and prayer.
Okay,
Those have
talk
been
about that breath work
like
first.
that.
We get to the prayers.
We used to do some stuff like that before. Remember when
We used to do our breathing on. Yeah.
Before this is
Yeah.
this is episode 72, maybe about episode 20.
Yeah.
We used to have these cards. We come on. We all meditate.
yeah.
And
We
the
started
host-
the show in the meditation. Yeah.
He took it down. He took it away. I think
I'm
it was
sorry.
him. He took
I
it
don't know.
away.
Go ahead. Tell us about the breath work.
Yeah, so the breath work has been something I've been doing for like the past 6 months now. So it's been like straw breathing, that's been very, very helpful, just to
Give us, I mean, I
What's
don't
your
know.
straw breathing? What's that?
We don't know about it. So
yeah,
give
so
us,
like you just would, might as well just demonstrate, you close your eyes like this, and then you just breathe like this. You just would open up your eyes, and the key is, to make it like a whistle. So like say you're
Okay.
trying to drink like really hot tea, right? You just you're blowing it like this, and you could do this 5 minutes a day.
Okay.
It's supposed to relieve a lot of stress, anxiety,
Yeah.
tension. I came from a very abusive background, and being touch inappropriate and things like that. And that's been very, very helpful. So
Okay.
I've been a part of Advocacy Unlimited. There was a woman named Michaela Irene, and she was teaching a lot about that. So
Nice. We
that's
just
been
did a
helpful.
panel with them last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. So and then the prayer.
Prayer is basically just me sitting down, just talking more to God. Either sometimes I pray outside or I pray in my apartment, and just really just for me is the most simplest thing ever. Just having a conversation with God, checking in, what is it that you need me to do? What is it you need to stop doing? Because sometimes I would try to do too much and then I overwhelm myself. So it's more just having a conversation with Him, checking in with Him, checking in to see how I'm doing, and just things like that. Yeah.
Love it. Ricky, what about you? Practices, routines that you do to get to where you are.
I would say for a very long time, I've always been a very introspective person.
Mm-hmm.
I would assess my life like critically every day. I'm very hard on myself. I think a lot of people are so, but for me, like I'm I like to be productive all the time as much as possible. I guess as a man, all of us we channel our emotions in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I drive it into work. You know what I mean? Especially if it's something that's gonna be productive, and if I can be creative, even better.
Yeah.
I use that as a form of therapy. It's arguable. People say that it could be escape or it could be therapeutic.
Yeah.
So for me, I'll take my day and I'll analyze my day, and I'll be like, all right, what did I get accomplished today?
Mm-hmm.
So from the micro wins to the macro wins, you
Yeah.
know what I mean, and everything in between. So I'll go through my day, I'll go through my week, I'll go through my month, I'll go through my year, and then I'll be like, all right, what did you accomplish? How much have you grown as a person?
Mm-hmm.
How much did you learn from any mistake that you made, whether from a social interaction to something work related to something family related? How did you tackle a problem? How did you what was your choice? What was your solutions? What did you do? What were your consequences, good or bad?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll analyze all of that, and I'll take notes of myself, and I'll try to be better the next day, better the next day, every day.
Yeah.
And everything from relationships, from just friendly interactions with the normal person, and I don't want to say I overthink everything, but it's more of I just go through my day and let the day flow, and then see what happens, and then see where I may or may lack in certain things, or certain things could be a trauma response, and I could go through that, and then later on be like, yo, you could have played that a little different. Why did you act that way? And then I'll think it through and be like, oh, okay, because I went through this in the past and this did not work, so I try to take this approach, and that also didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So little things like that, and I'll talk to myself. And then a little fun note. I was born at 1:11 p.m. And every day when I see 1:11 p.m., I say to myself, anytime I see it, I say, all right, this is your daily birthday.
Nice.
So at that very moment, what are you doing in this very moment at 1:11 when you catch yourself at that time? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Are you working? Are you having an interaction? Are you doing something to appeal for your soul? Are you what am I doing at that moment? So I always use that as an assessment, like
Nice.
at that very moment.
You know, I don't do that, but my number is 444.
Oh wow.
So whenever I wasn't born at 444.
That's my birthday actually.
Is it?
4-4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a 10-4. So you're
Okay.
there's a whole story about the fours. I'll tell it to you one day. But so the 444, I see it and I usually think it means like good luck or something, like something positive is gonna happen. But I like what you just did, so I'm gonna steal that. So from now on, when I see 444, I'm gonna take it more purposeful.
Yeah.
So it's like to say like, oh, what are you doing to get you to the next step?
Right.
Because I think that I just been saying like something positive is gonna happen. I just
that's
whenever I
dope.
see it. Yeah. Now the thing that I do with my routine, one of the things that I've been really trying to lock in on is visualization. I don't know if it was Jim Ronzo or if it was he was talking about visualization.
Oh, Jim Rohn's the man.
Yeah. But he said a statistic that if you can get your visualization to like basically before you could do anything, you got to see it,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so I've been trying to see my future. Like I've been trying to like really lock in on who I want to be, like from right here, right now, today. Like so, just saying like, okay, here I am. I'm 52 years old. I got my, I got whatever I'm doing, but there are other things I want to do. So I try to literally place myself in locations, in situations, around people, so that one day when I'm actually doing that, I made my visualization reality. And so that's what I really spend a lot of my time. I think that, it's not like I'm closing my eyes or anything, but I'm just kind of like really doing some deep thinking about like these places, spaces, and individuals that I want to be interacting with. So, how do you hold yourself accountable to the process of becoming? How do you hold yourself accountable? Caleb, I'll come to you first.
Yeah, so I have my own like accountability partners.
Yeah.
So basically we check in with each other either like weekly, bi-weekly, or just monthly.
Yeah.
Or if I'm not able to get a hold of them, I basically I have my own journal. So basically, I just like check in
Write
like
it up. Yep.
the pros and cons of like the whole like month, where it's like the business or just me working out or me running, trying to like trying to track in like the protein, the carbs,
Mm-hmm.
the fat and stuff like that. It's nothing I really enjoy doing, but
So you're charting it like that?
yeah.
So I had a croissant today with a roast with croissant with
White bread's
roast
horrible.
meat. It was delicious. Little onions,
White bread's horrible.
no tomato,
It's the worst thing.
lettuce, and mayonnaise.
Mayo,
And I had some
seed oil,
salt and vinegar chips,
some seed oils.
a bag of a little roll of
The
cookies.
worst thing you can eat is potato chips. By the way, that's the most.
I'm asking
unhealthiest thing in the
Caleb. I'm
world.
not
Okay,
asking you.
my bad.
I'm not asking you. I know everybody knows
Potato
you.
chip.
You don't eat
God.
anything.
Jeez.
He eats an air sandwich.
Don't laugh at his jokes.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
Caleb, what do you think? Was that a good meal? That's my meal. I only eat one meal a day though.
Man, I would take out, as you were saying before, like
The bread?
Take the bread's horrible.
Bread
The chips
out.
is horrible.
Yeah, the chips as well.
You need mayo for it.
It's delicious.
Of course it is. All the bad things are good. Of course.
No. Okay, so that wasn't a good meal. I'm gonna work out when I get home tonight though.
So you
You
had
didn't
the
work out
salad the other
today.
day.
You
I
didn't
did.
work out today. I'm gonna work out
You know why I
tonight.
didn't work out this morning?
Why not?
'Cause I took a bunch of. My wife told me. So I took a bunch of Trilogy. Trilogy. You know what Trilogy is, right?
No.
It's a vitamin.
Okay.
I took,
It's positive.
they're gummies. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
gummies. Like She said, don't take. She said, don't
You
take
took
them.
a
in."
whole handful? of
Yeah.
them? Why would you do
I
that?
don't know. And I left, and then my stomach was kicking me all this morning. I'm like, why does my stomach hurt?
Yeah.
So I couldn't go
Yeah.
because my stomach.
What kind of vitamins are those?
They're
What are they supposed to do?
Trilogy. It's like gives you magnesium and all.
Oh, okay. It's like multiple vitamins in one.
But it was just too much.
Yeah.
I was down this
You
morning.
take
But I was editing,
one or
though.
two.
I was editing. I don't know. I took a handful. I was like, oh,
You're trying to kill yourself.
I'm gonna be healthy.
Accountability, Zoe. What are you doing to keep yourself accountable?
Oh, hey, I post things
Yeah.
because people that are my friends watch me.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, that documentary's coming out still.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So like I post things and I have ads and things like that. So people that are around me, I kind of like don't. I like to finish things.
Yeah.
Right. I get excited about things, and me personally, when I post things that I'm going to do, it gets me excited to finish them.
Right.
The journey type thing. I'd be excited to do it.
Yeah.
Whether it be the documentary, I'm gonna meet a bunch of new people.
Mhm.
It's gonna be a different experience. We're gonna have. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be dope though.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
So I think my accountability comes from just like posting things every day, conversations that we may have with my friends, and then just by just who they are. They'll always ask about them. They won't like avoid the conversation. They'll be like, "Didn't you say you was going to the gym? Why are you still eating?" So they'll like bring it up.
Yeah.
So things like that. So I think me just posting
That
it,
doesn't work for me. People say, "Why are you eating that?" I'm like, I don't know. It's delicious.
That works
And
for me though. That's what they say that to me.
Oh, okay.
Like, you don't thought you would eat cheese? I was like, yo, there's nothing else to hear. I gotta have some cheese. They get mad at me. Yeah.
Yeah. Ricky, what about you? Accountability.
Accountability, I would say more of understanding. So if I go through something and I gotta hold myself accountable for whatever it is, I would try to be more understanding and empathetic. Everybody goes through moments of accountability every day, of certain things that they may or may not do. So, as of lately, through whatever experiences that I've been experiencing as of late, is to understand what the problem is and to soak it in. You know what I mean? Especially if it's somebody that if it's important or the situation's important. I mean, if you're holding yourself accountable, chances are it is important.
Right.
You know what I mean? So a lot of just trying to understand as much as possible whatever the problem was, whatever the situation was, and then to be empathetic of it and not dismiss whatever the problem could be, because that can easily happen. We can just, that was a problem. Oh, that wasn't that big of a deal.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Maybe to you it wasn't that big of a deal, but to the person or to the situation, it could be a bigger thing. And you're like, okay, well, whatever my normal is, I'm blind to certain things. So these people are telling me certain things, and instead of being blind to it, be aware of it. And it's whatever is normal to me could possibly not be the best approach and direction and way of just moving in general in life. So understanding and empathy. That's what I got.
So, how has your definition of success changed between the old you and the new you?
Yeah, that's always changing.
Okay,
Yeah.
talk about it.
It's all relative. First of all, success is relative.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, very successful.
Uh-huh.
Probably to myself when I was young. The younger me, look at me now and say, "Hey,
You made it.
Yeah, you made it, right?" But now I look at it differently. Like the goalpost is moved, kind of.
Yeah.
How I look at success is like me. If it was just me by myself, I'm straight. But it's not me by myself.
Right.
So the success part comes into like if I'm able to help people that I love and I can help them out of a situation, not necessarily pay for everything, but
Right.
can help them in situations, whether it be knowledge or whatever it would be. But so that's that's the level of success I'm looking for now. Like all right, I've taken care. I know how to take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm trying to build it so I can take care of people after I'm gone.
Yep.
Basically.
What about you, Ricky?
Well, one more time the question. Just what a.
What is something? No, that's next question. What is your definition of success? How has your definition of success changed?
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Well, if you ask the younger me, it would be finances. I would 100% say, oh, if you're rich, you made it, you're
Right.
successful.
Yeah.
Or me being a young artist at the time, I said, oh, if I'm on stage touring, I made it. And this is with being naive to the music industry and not understanding the really ins and the deals of situations. So I just thought, if I'm touring and I got fans and you know what I mean, I'm good. I got a song on the radio, and then certain things started to manifest. You know, I started to perform, and I was performing in front of thousands of people multiple times. I had songs on the radio, successful music videos, cosigns from big artists, a lot of different things, and I was just a lot of the glamour and glitz in the beginning of things, you know. And then I started to see like, okay, well, you need more than the famous part to make it. And then when you do get to the other side, you're basically selling your soul. And I'm just like, I don't want to do either one. You know what I mean? But I still want to be myself. I don't want to lose myself in the process of, you know, becoming and being successful as an artist and getting my music out there to the people at this time in life. And you know, then my perspective started to switch and started to change. And then as I started to get older, things that were so glamorous to me started to not be so much. And then I had a kid eventually, and then my son, he started to become a really big deal in my life. And fatherhood was just so important to me.
Nice.
And then also maintaining what I'm doing as an artist, as a producer, as a director, and all the different creative avenues that I go. And the more I do things, that are challenging, and seeing that I can overcome them and win, then the stronger I feel, and the goalpost I push further. Because it's like, yo, if I can overcome this, if I can go through this, if I can sacrifice this, if I can learn this, you know, all these different things, and I realized that, okay, what is success now? And now, me being where I am now, success is freedom to an extent. Success is freedom, where it's the ability to do the things that I want to do, like that on my mission. In my mission, just to be clear, my mission is to manifest and love myself, and also manifest and love things for my family and my loved ones. You know what I mean? I think that's a pretty common goal for a lot of people. So in my approach, in my mission to all of this is to have a level of freedom to be able to be in the different places and help out in the different ways. And just like Zoe said, to spread knowledge. And if I gotta help in a physical labor way, I would. Connect certain deals, put that into play, connect the dots in certain places, you know, and inspire people in the different ways. And I know my life is different because of the way I was raised and where I am now. I know my life, like, I was meant for so much more in this life. I've inspired so many people in different ways that I didn't even realize in myself, and they would just tell me. And you know, as you go through your life as an everyday, you don't know what you're doing unless people really tell you. You know, you're just going through the lens and the perspective of what you're going through, and you're moving your ways and whatever deems important, whatever you deem important in your life. So until people start telling you certain things, you're like, I'm doing that.
Right.
That's happening. Like you know, you would give off a certain energy, but you don't know how people are responding to the energy. And then if you're in a place that's not so positive and you're getting a lot of this feedback that's not so positive, obviously that takes a toll on you to a certain point. But when you start to receive the positive feedback and receive certain feedback, then from there you're like, all right, whatever I'm doing is working to a certain extent. And then, like one time I saw a clip of Kobe Bryant, and he was like, yo, when people say good things, cool, embrace it. You gotta keep going, but go back to your mission. People say bad things, okay, cool. Now you gotta keep going back to your mission. It's always the same. So that's how I like to treat it. I don't like if there's something successful that happened and one of my goals I've accomplished, cool. I celebrate for a quick moment, and then it's right back to the grind. If it failed, okay, go through the motions, go through the run through the fields, and then right back to the mission. So this is what keeps me going. It's like a GPS to me. It's like I got a certain final destination, and it's that far, and I'm on my mission. And the GPS sometimes is taking me places that it's not the best. I'm not going down. I'm still going up, but it's like all over the place sometimes.
Yeah.
But for the most part, and in this era of my life, in this chapter of my life, I've been able to heal through a lot of trauma. I'm very foundational of a person. I know who I am. I know my style. I know my artistic style and everything that I'm doing, my approaches. I value myself. I have a lot of self-love, and I have a lot of love to give for other people as well.
Yeah.
And I'm a big coffee enthusiast. So.
All right. Caleb, what about you?
Yeah, so I would say that success means to me is just having peace of mind. The book that comes to mind is Thoreau by Walden. And I read this book when I was in college, when I was 22. I'm 31 now. And when I read this book, it just talks a lot about, just staying still in nature and just being at peace with everything that's just going on. When I was younger in my 20s, I was chasing careers and money and things like that. But now and I'm able just to do things that are just in alignment with my purpose. I'm serving God and just being that vessel, and just the ultimate thing I just want to hear is, well done, my good and faithful servant. When I just have done everything I possibly can done, and then I just go and just stay with the Father. But as of right now, just taking my work and everything that I do and just giving back to people and just helping people out and just helping them to show them, that a bad day doesn't equal a bad life. It's just, I get that addiction and mental health and trauma and abuse could really just affect somebody. And I would never tell someone, hey, just get over it, because, you don't just get over it, you just find another fix.
Right.
So what I just tell people is that how about we find ways to move forward instead of backwards? And that's what's helped me out, just to remain sober, to, just always be going after something, just basically just want to just not really get distracted, move forward, and just leave the past behind.
I love it.
He said 2019?
2019.
Yeah, that mean COVID. That happened right before COVID.
Right
Man. It had to be
before
tough.
COVID,
It was
yeah.
even tougher than COVID. You couldn't go nowhere.
Yeah. It was rough, man. It really was. But I just knew, like, all right, I gotta just.
Did you think because I know people thought like the world was coming to an end. So like the January 19th, you said you decided to make a change, and a year later the world was kind of over. That didn't mess with you. Like you know what I'm saying? Because 2020 the world's supposed to be over. He's trying to make this change in his life. Now the world seems like it's going to end, and you're trying to make So what I'm saying, it seems like it would be way more difficult than the average because COVID was happening. You couldn't go nowhere. You couldn't like be with people. You couldn't like even you had the mask on and everything.
Yeah,
How was that?
I mean, with me, it was just like, all right, it is what it is. Basically, I've always been the kind of person to just say, all right, these are all the problems that I'm going through. How could I just basically just take all these chicken scraps and make a chicken salad out of it?
Word.
And that's just kind of the mentality that I try to maintain. And I always have a phrase just saying to embrace discomfort no matter what. Sometimes life just gives you those like trials and tribulations, but I tell myself that it's not going to last forever.
Right.
One of the things that I want to say about success is that, for me personally, I don't believe any of the things that people say is success anymore. Yeah. So like, and what I mean by that is like, I think in our society, they try to push like you need to be a millionaire or a billionaire. Yeah. Now you got to be a billionaire. Yeah. Being a millionaire is not even good enough. And I feel like it's all bull crap. I think that, we don't put enough emphasis on things like being a good father, being loyal to your wife, giving back to your community. I like the idea. For me, success is the freedom of being able to be my true self at the highest level. And so that means that I'm able to kind of like walk in a world where I like the idea of being able to get something if I need it, and not be stressed about like, just because you got something, I feel like I need to have it. Like I don't want to. I'm past like like being like in competition with people and thinking I gotta. I just
ages
want.
that leave. I mean, I feel that way too. Like, what is the age? Because when you're a man, so at a certain age, we're all competitive to a certain point. Then
Right.
you get to a point in your life where it's like, man, I don't.
But I don't know if it's about age. I think it's about knowledge. I feel like at some point I got to the point where I'm like thinking like one of the things that always confuses me is why would so if I was a billionaire,
Mhm.
I wouldn't go to work. I would give away my money. I would be spending my time helping people, doing things like that. So why is it that billionaires they only think about getting more money? And so it's like, and I always think about like, yo, do you know how much money $1 billion is?
We talked. What was it? We talked 30 days. How's it go?
I don't know.
Something for 30. It's 30. It's like 30 days. $1 million is like 30 days. Compare it, then like it's 30 years.
Yeah, yeah.
$30. If you could, what is it?
I know what you're talking about, but I'm not gonna try to do
analogy.
it.
It's an analogy, but basically like 30 days is like $1 million, and $1 billion is 30 years.
Yeah.
Like it's like they was trying to equate. I can't remember the
It,
analogy.
it's a
That's how much-
crazy
yeah,
number
it's
though.
Crazy, yeah.
And so to think that there's like a person in this world that has $220 billion and he's at work, he's coming up with some new stuff, and it's like, you got people in the world that are hungry, you got people in the world that are at war, you got people in the world that are going through stuff, and you're thinking about making more money. And so to me, I just feel like I'm not buying into none of that stuff. I used to like hip hop music and stuff. I don't want to hear an R&B song where they're cursing. I feel like, why are they cursing in an R&B song? I want
You know what I think?
there's a lot of cursing in them though.
Now, why does it all have to be sexual? That's what I.
It's overly
every song.
sexual.
Yeah,
It's a
everything
slow
has to be
song. Why you gotta be so nasty? In
It's
the song?
terrible.
It's
So
very
my
nasty.
point is that I think more about peace, like my health. I think more like I want to just be healthy because I recognize that people say your health is your wealth.
Right.
It really is. It's like it's the highest level. Like you can have all the money in the world,
Can't fix
and
that.
then you ain't healthy. Guess what? You're out of here.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's like I feel like we just got to get our priorities right and understand that a lot of this stuff that's being promoted to us as good as what you should desire, as what you want to be, is not necessarily
I think
right.
I think that's the Western world though.
Yeah.
I think
here.
it's the
Western
don't
world,
get
man.
me started
Right.
on that.
It is definitely the Western world. So that's the thing. We live here, so but when you go, we
Other
travel.
places, yeah.
You'd be like, yo, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy that and how we're influenced, man. Like, I don't even want to go into. I just watched a bunch of stuff today on TV that I didn't even know it existed.
Like what?
Right? Like this,
Now you-
Ray J has a new show on. My wife was watching. I was leaving. It's called something with a house and there's girls and guys and they just.
I'm not watching Ray
kissing
J's show.
everybody. Yo, no.
I don't want to even know.
And-
I don't want to. No, I don't want to hear any more
All right,
about
good,
it.
good, good.
I don't want to know anything about
Oh
Ray
my
J's
God,
show.
yo. It's like the
'Cause
stuff they promote on here. It's
that's-
like and kids watch this and they like live by it.
Yeah.
It's like they don't.
Yeah,
They
nah,
can't
it's-
discern. Like, yo, you could look at him and tell he's on. Ray J look like he need help.
Yeah,
You can look at his
yeah.
eyes and when he talking, I'm like, yo,
Nah,
people just.
I don't want any part
But
of
this
that.
is what they show us. The propaganda they show us, and everywhere else sees it across the world, and they think they want to come here to do that. I'm like, yo, you don't want to come here.
It doesn't. Okay,
Yeah,
so you're talking about it's like another show where it's like the
just-
Bachelor or something like that,
It's,
right?
misogy- it's crazy. It's insane.
So make
It's on
sense out of
Zeus.
it. Wait, make
If you know what Zeus
I don't
let them
even know-
fight.
I
They
don't
let them
even
fight.
know.
They don't blur nothing out.
what? But I don't even want to
Yeah,
talk
you
about
don't even
this.
go. You don't go. We giving too much
What
love already.
what
It's
is
horrible.
something that the old you, Ricky? I'm coming to you first.
Okay.
What is something the old you wouldn't recognize about the new you or the current you? What's something that the old you wouldn't even recognize about the new you?
My temperament.
Okay, talk about
I would say my temperament and now my level of discipline.
it.
I've always been, because shout out to the military, U.S. Army, because that's what got me to learn discipline at such an early age and gratitude at such an early age. But I would definitely say discipline, because the younger me would have acted so much more off of impulse and passion and a
Yeah.
mixture, and sometimes it was hard for me to recognize which was which. Like, I'd be so passionate about something that I'll just jump for it with impulsiveness, and then not understanding that I can be actually causing a problem. So whatever it is, from work to personal life to whatever it is, now the older me is more wiser. I'm collected a little bit more, and not a lot bit more on decision making. You know what I mean? And I say to myself, well, will this hurt me tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
You know, will this hurt me next week? You know, and whatever it is, whether it's relationship things, financial things, family things, whatever it is. And then also to go along with that, to piggyback off that, is my temperament.
Mm-hmm.
So it's lately I've been studying Stoicism,
Mm-hmm.
and I really like their approach to life, and like a lot of sayings from Marcus Aurelius, and a bunch of other philosophers from that time, and it's just a lot of responding. It's a lot of how you would respond to things, and we are human. We're gonna respond in however ways we respond, especially the intensity of whatever is going on.
Right.
But to develop a way to respond to these different things that happen and be collected within yourself, so then you can put your best foot forward in whatever it is. So this is what I've been studying, and it's a growing thing, and it's a small growing thing every single day, but it's something that I push towards and like to gravitate towards in all of my problems
Mm.
and in all of my situations. So this
Real
is how-
quick, before I go to Caleb, would you recommend the military to a young person right now?
Well, it's been a long time since I've been in the military. I don't know if how much changed,
Mm-hmm.
but when I was in when I went in, I went very naive and very impulsive. So this was one of those moments
Yeah.
where it was a temperament move. I was back from college. I was playing football in college. I'm back in Hartford. I was a jock at a college and living good, and now I'm back in the hood. And I'm just like, all right, well, my life is changing, so I'm all over the place trying to figure it out. So when I made my decision to go to the military, I was already going down a rabbit hole of bad stuff, and I caught myself, and I was just like, yo, you need to make a decision because
Mhm.
things are going to go sour fast. So I made this just naive, impulsive decision to just go. I said, "Oh, I heard you could leave. You can make a good amount of money." And then that's what I did. And then once I made that decision and I got in, I didn't know what I got myself into. So in a nutshell, in retrospect, I do not regret it at all. I think it's something definitely positive for somebody to do,
Mhm.
especially a young man.
Yep.
But just know what you want.
Yeah.
Just they're
What branch?
gonna
What branch?
Army, U.S. Army.
It's Army.
So no matter what you go in, they're gonna get what they get out of you.
Of course.
So you gotta
Yeah,
make
yeah, yeah.
sure you're gonna get what you want. Just have at least if you don't understand what you want out of life, just understand what you may want. So for example, right in that moment, I'm 19, 20 years old, and I said, all right, well, I want an education, I want my GI Bill, I want a car, and I want a laptop. That was at 19, 20 years old. This is what I was telling
That's
myself.
all you wanted.
Yeah, and then I ended up getting a Dodge Charger, the newest Dodge Charger at that year. I got my GI Bill with my college education out of that, and then I had many laptops by now. You know what I mean? So, this is just what I wanted at that moment. So this is just a small example of whoever wants to go to the military. It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough, but it'll build you. It'll break you down, but it'll build you. Understand how long you may want to go in for.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's hard to tell this to somebody who never been in and experienced it,
Right.
but just know that it's something that you want, like certain goals and certain things that you want to achieve, and shoot towards those. It may be difficult because the military is gonna, send you in different places, literally, put you in different places, send you in different places, and then it could get very lonely. So just understand that your goals gotta be strong and you gotta work towards them because you're gonna be put in a lot of different situations, uh, physically, mentally, emotionally, and you're gonna be challenged and throughout all this. So just make sure your goals, whatever your goals are, you're willing to go through that. And then and now I don't regret it at all. I'm happy. I'm honorably discharged veteran. You know, all the benefits that I wanted out of the military, I done got them, and then they sprung me forward into whatever else I wanted to go towards. But don't get me wrong, I am my own person, and I was driven and ambitious and assertive to what I want. But it was kind of a slingshot a little bit when through my process.
Yeah.
So I would say it's definitely worth it if you're trying to kickstart your life.
Mm-hmm.
Just know that you're gonna go through some trials and tribulations within. And if you're already going through trials and tribulations
Mhm.
outside of the military,
Mm-hmm.
and you know life is difficult and you can't see so far forward, then shoot for it. Do a small contract. Do whatever the most basic contract is, which for me it was 3.5 years. Do that because you're already going through hard stuff at home. So go through the hard stuff there. At least you're gonna get paid for it. You're gonna eat meals every day. You're gonna be safe. You know what I mean? And you'll go through what you go through, and then you got an opportunity to leave when you're done. You know what I mean? Then when you come home, and then you take whatever benefits that you wanted, and then just live your life, move towards the direction that you really want. And God works His ways, and I just happened to be in the military at 19, and then I came home almost 23 years old, and then from there I'm a man. Now I'm a man through my perspective.
Right.
You know what I mean? Through the military way and my perspective of life and how I approach this. So now 23 and on, now I got enough foundation as a man as a young man to then from there on go for where I want to go.
Caleb, what is something your old self wouldn't recognize in your new self?
Man, the amount of talking that I do, you know, it's
Were you quiet?
very quiet.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had like a speech impediment, so I was very insecure about that, and you know, I couldn't really keep up with my other counterparts in school, so I kind of just wanted to like lay low and just stay quiet and this, that, and the other. But like obviously the teachers, they would see more of me. My mom saw more of me. She's like, you know, you're gonna be like a very big talker. I'm like, probably not. But,
Right. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like I'm on like podcasts. Like I've done times where I've like spoken in front of people just about mental health and recovering from addiction. I've spoken in a couple of churches.
Nice.
Like even on like Instagram, I'm going live like every Monday. So I never saw myself as a big talker. I'm still more on like the introverted side, but
Right.
there are times where I could just get out and just still have a conversation with somebody. So
love
it's
it.
just like, oh wow, this is different now.
Yeah. How did you get over the speech impediment?
Just by honestly talking more,
Okay.
reading more books. My
Yeah.
mom was very big. You know, her in the school system, if she was alive, she could tell you the story better. She got into an argument with the teacher, and she would like every time I wrote like another book or did any other accomplishment as I got better in my speaking.
Right.
Every time she would email that teacher from that school, 'cause I used to go to school in New Britain.
Yeah.
She would email the same exact teacher, the same exact district, CC everybody, and say, Caleb accomplished this,
Right.
Caleb accomplished this, Caleb accomplished this.
Mm-hmm.
And now I look back at it in hindsight and realize, like, you know, yes, people make mistakes, but like from my mom's side, she saw more in me that sometimes I didn't see in myself.
Yeah.
And when she passed away 4 years ago, I saw that, you know, God was working through her to teach me a couple things.
I love it. So what about you? Something your old self wouldn't see in your new self?
Just three things. I'm more selective with my time.
Mm-hmm.
My time is mine. Really, it is. I kind of I would like now I'm just selective with my time, like who I spend it with.
Okay.
I guess when I was young, I used to just hang with all my friends, try to keep everybody, you know, happy or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm more patient now.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like in business and things. As you get older in business, you know work with a bunch of different clients and things. You got to be patient in times where you probably wouldn't be before because they kind of don't understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
We had a little conversation about it. People don't know the color grade. They just got to be patient with people because they may not know and they may like jump the gun.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm more understanding. I just
Yeah.
becoming a older father, my son. So now I'm trying to learn how to raise another man, a young man, boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to be patient. Got to give him some grace and things like that. So when I was young, I didn't think I would be like that type of dad. I thought I'd be like the dad I grew like I'm used to.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't be that guy.
Right. No,
I'm the more, hey, you all right, man? Like his mom's probably meaner than him,
Yeah.
so he doesn't want me to get mad type.
Right, yeah.
Like he's like, I'm gonna make sure dad's straight.
Yeah, yeah.
So if I get mad, they know it's a problem. But
Right.
I give him lots of grace and
Mhm.
yeah. So I think those are probably the most powerful three things.
Yeah.
And when I was young too, I used to think too. When I was young, if I ever messed up,
Mhm.
I would go to the army.
Mm.
Anything ever happened, like I got in trouble or anything, I just tell my son that, hey, listen, you can't figure it out.
Just go to the
I know a group of people that will help you figure it out.
Tell them don't go right now.
I'm just telling them.
In a war,
I
so
tell them all the time. No,
slow your
Private
roll.
Ryan, bro.
What's that mean?
You remember that
No.
Private Ryan movie? You know about that?
What is that? What
Only,
happened?
only got one son, man. You can't take him.
Oh, he can't go?
You don't know about that? Come on, man. That's the whole movie, Private Ryan.
I didn't. Maybe I didn't see the movie.
all three of her sons died, right?
Oh.
So now it's the whole thing. You can't if you only have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't, so you know what? Adi can't go, man. Adi
Good.
can't go. That's
He
what I'm
ain't going
saying.
anywhere.
Okay.
He ain't going. Don't worry about it. My son's
He
not
Muhammad Ali,
going.
baby.
He's not going. All right. What advice would you give to someone who's trying to let go of their old self? If you had the opportunity to talk to somebody direct into the camera, and you were like, "Yo, this is what you got to do," what advice would you give as we get ready to get out of here?
Advice?
Yeah.
It's a couple of ways.
Yeah.
I think they both involve like having someone. Maybe it's faith, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
it's a friend.
Yeah.
But you need someone to, that you can depend on. You can talk to. You can talk it all out.
Yeah.
That can rationalize it. You understand their opinions. You don't really want to talk to somebody that kind of going through the same things. Like he was saying earlier, like his friends, if they're going through the same thing, he's not. You can't really support each other.
Right,
So
right.
you got to understand, like, I got to get away from that
Mhm.
and get to like, I see this guy, he's doing great. I need to go talk to him. Maybe he can help me out.
Yeah.
So you have to recognize that first. So it's
Yeah.
like self-awareness. You need self-awareness first to know that you need help,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you have that self-awareness, I'm pretty sure you know who to go to, whether it be a church, whether it be a brotherhood group or anything. So
Mhm.
I think those are the key factors to find. And first, self-awareness, and then find somebody that you think that you see in your community.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, we didn't have none of this back in the day, but we have podcasts. We have like he's doing a bunch of great things.
Yeah.
We have like Ed got the Seeds of Ministry. Like
That's right.
you have
Reach out.
all
Like
types.
go.
You
go.
can reach out. Yeah, you just have to reach. So the resources are there more than ever nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's so much more than ever nowadays. You don't even have to. You don't have to look at people in their face. You can talk to them, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can do so much before you actually see them,
Yes.
so you feel comfortable seeing them, to get help. So I believe that all the resources out there. You just got to make the choice.
Yes. I like it.
Make the choice.
Ricky, what do you got? Straight to the camera. What you got? What advice do you have for the young man out there he's ready to let go of his own self, but he needs a word.
If it's a troubled young man, I would say just, like kind of piggyback off of Zoe. If you can find the resources to talk to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and especially us as men,
Yeah.
it's difficult to be vulnerable, and a lot of people don't want to understand what you're saying. Everybody has problems, this and that, but it's one thing to know that there's resources out there, but then it's another thing to actually take the step to in the right direction to get the help.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get the help, then you kind of just figure out life. But what I would say is, just take every opportunity of life to become a better person. And that's through challenges, that's through traveling, that's through work experiences, that's through intimacy, that's through friendship, everything. Just allow yourself to live life. Don't be so closed-minded.
Mm-hmm.
Allow yourself to grow. Give yourself the chance to grow. It's cool to be smart. It's cool to learn things. It's cool to travel. Like, I'm from the hood just like the next man, but at the same time, like, just take it. It's cooler than just standing on the block. You know what I mean? It's cooler than driving an Infiniti and wearing Cartier glasses. You know what I mean? Life is way more than that. Go travel. Go get your passport. Go do things. Because at the end of the day, that's all. It's full circle. You get rich
Mm-hmm.
to be able to take that money and to live life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So don't wait until you're trying to get to the top of the bag. Just like Zoe said earlier, it's the journey.
Yeah.
Understand the journey of life and get your little wins in. Your little wins at a time, because all of those are important. Just allow yourself to grow as a person.
Caleb, what do you got for him?
So just right here.
Yeah, right to him. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would just
Make it
say,
look whatever way you want. Tell
right,
him.
So I would just basically just tell that young man who's just struggling in life and going through just hard times, depression, anxiety, maybe even be debating just taking your own life. I mean, it doesn't all make sense right now, but one day it will.
Mm-hmm.
And one scripture that comes to mind is Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord with all your heart, do not lean upon your own understanding. I know it's hard to say. It's hard to walk it out at times. I mean, there's been times I wanted just to not really be doing this. I mean, it's a blessing that I'm even having this conversation right now, but it's one of those things where God literally does work in mysterious ways. It may feel like, he's not even there. He's lost. He's confused. He wants nothing to do with me. I get that churches out here don't really understand mental health. It's getting a little bit better, but there's always going to be room for improvement. But also understand is that, people aren't perfect. People make mistakes and people do bad things. And one thing I tell God is that, everything that I've been through, I pray that people forgive me and people, at least listen to something that I have to say, because all the things that I've been through. So with you just struggling, feeling as if you've been suffering in silence, one day it's all going to make sense. One day things will just get a lot better. Literally just take it one day at a time. You know, the more and more we try to rush, the more and more we act on impulse, and the more and more we dabble into, you know, vices, substances, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, we're just going to make it a lot worse, and it's just going to be a lot more worse on us and our mental health as a whole. So it's not easy, but it will get better.
This has been another episode of the Manhood Tree Podcast. My name is Abdul Rahman bin Muhammad. This is Alonzo Lee Beckett. Ow! Caleb Harris and Ricky Tan. We'll be back next week, 6 o'clock Tuesday. We thank you for watching. Share our videos, follow the Manhood Tree page, and most importantly, never stop